No, actually, Pastor Mike Todd from Oklahoma, he goes viral for rubbing his spit in a man's face.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
So
that
let
ain't-
me give you a little bit. Let me give you a little bit of this sermon, okay? He said, the pastor said, receiving a vision from God might get nasty. And he then fills his hand with saliva, then rubs it all over the face of a man he invited on stage. He said, this is where most people would not face Jesus anymore. What most people would do is to turn away. How you just reacted is how the people in your life will react when God is doing what it takes for the miracle. So
he's definitely got a money shot on his face before.
yeah, that is just like that.
He's
Yeah.
way
He
too
looks
right.
okay.
No, he's way too calm to have spit on his face. He's like this.
We
It.
went from
He's
cum
like,
to
oh,
spit.
Jesus is come
Bring it.
all the time
Bring
on
it.
my face.
Bring it, boo.
So, Sherry, what's your take on this Slobberfest?
I know that sometimes when I go on stage, I black out and do stupid ass shit, like flash the crowd sometimes. So I don't know. Happened a few times. It's terrible.
When's your next show?
I'm just like, but I'm worried about the guys. What kind of infectious control do they have going on here? I mean, there's bacteria. I mean, saliva has a lot of really nasty bacteria that was just put into his eyes. I think it's a pretty gross. I think that he lost it for a minute. That's my take. And he was trying to do something like bizarre, and it can cost him a lot of money because you can't swap bodily fluids like that and then not have any repercussions. I mean, like that is pink eye waiting to happen, or like conjunctivitis.
pink eye.
of the eye.
You got two pink eyes.
Yeah, you got, honey, you got a lot of pink eyes. Yeah. I got pink eyes, yes.
Yeah.
You forgot to make them on her face.
I know. I was looking at my terrible wig. That's what I was looking at as I was talking. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty gross, but you know, all the name of God, I guess, if that's
right.
Movida. What's your take on this, Pastor spreading love?
Yeah, I'm a traditional girl. I like to get my pink eye from rimming a guy.
The old-fashioned way.
I'm totally kidding. You know what? Here's the thing. When you take a look at everything that's happened in this pandemic, and there are people taking, what is it, horse dewormer and shit, spit. I mean, that's like so down here at this point, you know. I hate to say that. I mean, it's messed up. I'd be like, I don't know how he didn't get slapped in the face, because that would just be like a natural reaction,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine. Let's hope he's fine. Let's pray to whoever that he's fine. You know, whoever Steve tells us that we should pray to, who doesn't exist. Yeah, but you know what? I hate to say that, but on the list of things that some of these pastors do, spit ain't the problem.
Spit ain't the problem.
Spit ain't the problem. I like it.
Spit ain't the problem. Drew.
My God. I would be so pissed off. Like, oh, you have no idea. Like, is that normal? Like, I don't know. I've never been to church in like 3 years. I was like, is that a normal thing? Is that even a religion?
You know, often they do a lot of abnormal things. So
yeah.
I don't know. This is kind of like normal, but in an abnormal way.
Was this was it like a miracle spit kind of way? Does this spit heal? Like, was he blind and he could see again? You know, because that's
No,
he's like,
oh God, look at that gob.
No.
Oh God, I want to
that's a loogie. That ain't spit. That's a loogie.
I mean,
that's a sinus infection.
I have one question. Does he sell his spit after the shows? Kind of like how OnlyFans girls sell bathwater? Like, is
God.
And
I'm just like going to gag. I'm going to gag.
Oh my God. That's so
I'm telling you, we've been doing this show forever. We always had that one panel that always bewildered by the story, and we got one. Drew is the one. He's so many questions. Just so many questions behind that. I like it.
Sarah, what's
So
your
much
take
questions.
on this?
He's like, I would like to get off this bus.
No, I'm like, well, I mean, like, what's wrong with holy water? Like, why did he have to sit? You know? Like, I just don't understand. And the thing about it too is like the only time that you ever let anyone spit in their hand and rub it on you is like when it's your grandma or your mom or your tia, and they're like, "Let me fix your peco, mija," you know, we'll fix your hair, you know, like for picture day at school. Outside of that, one of us, none of us would actually accept someone just spitting in their hand and rubbing it on us. Like that's not normal. And like, yeah, I would be fucking pissed too. I'd be like, dude, like, did you that glob right there on his beard?
I know.
You can see it was like a chunk.
I'm gonna throw up.
Right there. You see?
I'm gonna fucking
right on top of his beard. That's that little.
He said that was a sinus.
That's what Bo said. Bo said that sinus loogie.
Yeah, it's a sinus.
Louis said that's a porn loogie.
He's like, what the fuck is just happening?
That's funny.
Not only does he have this fucking snot booger
gross.
thing on his fucking
It
face,
is so
but like
gross.
it's the time of the Rona. It's the time of the
I know,
Rona
right?
now.
During the
So it's
pandemic?
like, yeah, like the fact that he's just like, like just cough up all his phlegm and shit, just rub it on you. You're saved. I'm like, no, I gotta take a fucking rapid test now. Like,
That's
fuck
funny.
that.
That's funny.
Steve can't well. Can you can't
Oh
even?
Lord.
Well, I just gotta say, just because it's Martin Luther King Day, you know, don't do this. You know, black guys fucking hate that. And also, here's another thing is like, okay, so I get why they're doing this because Jesus does this in the Bible. He cures a guy with blindness by spitting in some mud and then rubbing it in the guy's eyes. But to make the point, you could just go in your hand and then rub it in the guy's eyes. You don't have to go.
That's so gross. That is gross.
And let this long televised goober hang out of your. And he's obviously like not drinking enough water anywhere because it is thick. Look, it's almost a solid.
God, I can't
It's
even
like
look
he's
at that
spitting
thing.
a condom out of his mouth into his hand. And then he rubs it in that guy's face, and he had to have told that guy, because anybody's natural instinct if somebody rubs a looger in your face is you're going to punch him. I don't care if it's your mom or the principal or fucking a guy that's a little bigger than you will fuck. They just so he had to have told that guy because he's just going like, he's doing a very picturesque kind of what's going on, bro, while his friend poses with, put that 2-shot up, Koo, where they're standing there together. That looks staged as a motherfucker.
Hilarious.
And he's rubbed just enough of his cum into his beard so that it's just laying down there in the gutter so you can tell what they're doing. It's just like that's he knew ahead of time. You wouldn't fucking try that on somebody. You wouldn't just say, you know what, I'm gonna lay a looger on this guy's fucking face and rub it in and stand there and tell him now that he's gonna be able to stop cheating on his wife or whatever. So
that would get you murdered in Brooklyn.
yes,
Sure.
that will get you murdered. He would go home and take a shower first and then come back and murder you.
Yeah.
Yes, Alan made a great point. That pastor learned pastoring from his older brother. Had to. His older brother, that's a sibling thing. That is totally a sibling thing. That is very true.
Yes.
Big Al.
He's even
Metaverse.
there. Is he
I
there?
know. Even the house looks like a metaverse. I swear to God.
Big Al was double booked, y'all. He is doing 2 shows right now. at
I
the
know.
same time.
Right.
There you
Oh, he's
are.
getting another plate. Look at that.
I'm here. I'm
So sorry. It's been very funny. I'm listening. So yes, I am. I'm doing 3 things at one time, and it's so crazy. And I'm so sorry, but it's just I triple booked myself. But I heard everything you guys were saying, and I knew I was on, and I saw that thing, and it's like, Martin Luther King Day. I know I heard the comment earlier, but I'm not from the Black community, but I lived in Oakland, and I know the sentiment of the Black community. I know that it's frowned upon. I know that it's not something that's going to bring people to the church next Sunday. You don't do that. I mean, we kind of get, it's like, I think about as a Catholic, we do the whole thing with, we share the wine, and you got 1,000 lips hitting that glass of wine every single Sunday. And that's pretty gross as it is. But, I guess they're family, so it doesn't really matter. But I mean, I've drank wine with 1,000 strangers on a Sunday, and God knows some of them probably had some kind of disease. Maybe the body of Christ does work, because none of us came down with anything. So, maybe there's something to it.
It's called the alcohol. You have alcohol that is.
Is that what it was?
Yes, the
alcohol
alcohol kills all that bacteria. See?
Wine ain't that strong.
Right. It's not. It's really not.
Unless it's Thunderbird.
Ted, what's your take on this?
Well, being Catholic, with the exception of the wine, which they did wipe the chalice with a little napkin, a little handkerchief after every sip. We've been practicing social distancing for years, so that's like, you didn't want to sit too close to anybody in church. And when peace came around, like, peace be with you, and oh yeah, and you, like, we were arms distance away, and you too, and like grab a little.
Just throwing the peace sign.
This guy is a genius, because his clip is viral, and if Jesus needs anything, it's more marketing. This is exactly what goes wrong when you take the Bible literally, right?
Yeah.
I think originally he was going to rub the spit on a sex doll, but supply chain issues.
You can see a little bit of cum.
Like, yeah. Here's the other thing. He's 34 years old, so maybe he just doesn't know better yet. I mean, it's not like you can explain it away. Like, if you were an 80-year-old pastor, you're like, yeah, Pastor Johnson's a little old school like that, and people will be sticking up for him, but he's catching heat, right? So, just not a good idea, fella. Sorry, but I mean, he's got it. Here, when I see that and mega church next to each other, like, nothing's going to happen. He's making millions, apparently, because you don't put mega in front of church unless there's some cash behind that, right?
Right.
True.
So he's going to be fine. He's going to come out unscathed. He's going to take a little hit for a while. And then next year, like, oh, remember when I did that little thing with the spit and the blah, blah, blah. Wasn't that funny? And everybody will have a good laugh. And then they'll all convene at somebody's house for, Sunday afternoon dinner after church. It'll be fine.
Great explanation.
Wow.
It's pretty solid. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I just want to throw up, especially after seeing these images. Like, the pastor, he forgot that it's the blood of Christ, not the spit of Christ. So I think he should have just cut his left arm sideways, so he doesn't die this way, sideways, and just, you better off doing that, because that shit is disgusting. I'm less skeeved out by blood than spit. Like, blood, I'd be like, whatever. I see blood every month, okay? But spit, that is, I don't even like my own spit. I go ugh, at my own spit if I'm sick or something. Like, it's disgusting. So it's just, I can't. I'm gonna throw up. Next topic.
So you're not into baby birding, Miss Tina?
There you go. Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. When I read the story, I Sarah said something about old people doing that. My mom used to do that when I was a kid. Like, she would see the coal mine and she just spit and just rub that in my eyes. And I swear to God, the whole day I could smell my mom's breath the whole fucking day.
Yes.
I would smell my mom's breath the whole day, and that made me put lotion on my face because I didn't want to have that spit ever again in my lifetime. So seeing that shit just gave me bad flashbacks. But I will say this:
Ugh.
like a Nigerian pastor, this is true story. Nigerian pastor, mega church, is probably watching the story, going, "This guy is crazy," because what this guy mega pastor did one time, he told he wanted all beautiful women sit in the front two rows of the church with no underwear. And if you wear underwear, God is not going to bless you. So all the women came to church with no underwear, sitting in the front row. So he's doing it all wrong. His method is not working. Fuck the spit shit. Get crazy, but not that crazy. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, the things people will do for Jesus.
That's
Oh
what
my
I'm saying.
God.
That is, if you're a pastor, that's a good thing to do. Yeah, no underwear. You get blessed by Jesus. But spitting on somebody, that's fucking disgusting.
Wait, Koo, you got a spot. Hold on.